Hi, I'm Chef Esdras Ochoa. Today I'm going to show you how to make amazing al pastor from start to finish. So al pastor is a way of making tacos. It's one of the most popular tacos, I would say, in Mexico. It's usually made out of pork and it's layer by layer with different kinds of spices, different kinds of rubs. I think a taqueria is not complete unless you have al pastor tacos. Today, we're gonna make my own style. So first off, we're gonna toast all these aromatics. We're gonna toast the cloves, the bay leaf, the cinnamon sticks, the peppercorn under high heat. Rotate it a little bit, mix it up. A lot of the smoke is gonna start to pop out, and that's a good sign that you're on the right track. So we're gonna put these aside. We're gonna torch our dried chiles. In this case, we're gonna use California dried chile. We're gonna use guajillo. You could deep fry these, you could toast them, you could boil them. In this case, we decided to go with the torch, give a little extra smoky flavor to it. It's gonna start to blister a little bit. It's gonna change color. It's gonna start to become a little crispy, and that's a good sign that you're doing it properly. So now we're gonna get all these components, mix in our vinegar, our fresh garlic, our onion, our canned pineapple. And this is a little twist. This is my own version of al pastor taco. We're gonna use molasses. It goes perfect with this marinade. So we're getting everything together. We're gonna blend it so we have a nice thick paste. So our adobo paste is ready to go. Now I'm gonna grab my meat. Particularly, I love to use pork shoulder, and I like to get it about 1/4 inch thick. Not too thick, not too thin. I want to be able to control the fat to the protein ratio. I like to marinate piece by piece because I like to keep track of every individual piece. I kind of know where the good pieces are at, the little pieces, the trimmings. So now we go into building our trompo. I love to put a pineapple at the bottom of the base because when I start to trim, the blade of my knife doesn't hit the steel at the bottom. Building a trompo is very labor intensive. It's very physical, it's emotional. It takes me about 45 to an hour. For me personally, it's very relaxing, therapeutic. It's really fun. It's literally like doing a vertical puzzle, if you may. Usually we make a trompo here on Mexicali Taco, and that's about a 30 to 40 pounder, depending on the day. Out of that trompo, you can probably get about 300 to 400 tacos. So it's very important that when you're building your trompo al pastor is that you trim as you go. So you're gonna pile it up, you're gonna have these little off the edges trimmings, and you put them in the right little places. You're building your puzzle, remember. So it's very important that you trim, you pile, trim, pile. Also, the biggest reason too is that if you were to trim everything at the end, you're gonna have a lot of leftover trims, and you can't put it inside the trompo anymore. It's too late. I love to finish it off with a piece of pork belly on the top. I score it a little bit to ooze out all the fatness and all the juices out of the pork belly. It waterfalls down and trickles down into the trompo, and that's super important to keep it hydrated. It's a machine, and you gotta have it oiled up and really nice. So I'm all finished with my trompo. Now I'm gonna take it to my trompo spit, my vertical grill. We're gonna place it there, and I want it piping hot, as high as it goes. Why? Because I want to torch, I want to sear every single layer. I want to get a nice caramelization. You know, the molasses are going to come through, they're going to melt, and it's going to create this crust, combined with the chilies, the fattiness of the pork. And then I'm going to start shaving. Maybe 20 minutes after the first sear, I start trimming it, giving it a better shape, and then from there on, it's the same process until you finish all of your trompo. Personally, I like to shave my pastor off the trompo very thin. Why? Because everybody's favorite part is the crust. The crust is the most flavorful part. So if you shave it really thin, you're gonna have more crust component into each bite of your taco, and it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna get a pineapple, we're gonna slice it and put it directly on the grill. Dust it up with a little bit of sugar, open flame, it's gonna caramelize it, it's gonna give it a different flavor to it. Gonna get it smoky, this little syrup is gonna come out of it, and then you slice it really thin. A proper al pastor taco must have the following. Corn or flour tortilla, beautiful thinly sliced, roasted, charred al pastor meat, salsita, of course. Salsita is super important. Guacamole, you gotta have onion, cilantro, and you gotta finish it with that pineapple as your final touch on your al pastor taco. You're gonna have sweetness to it, spiciness, smokiness from the meat, fattiness, sourness from a little squeeze of lime at the very end. All the components are coming together to make a magical bite. And that is how al pastor is made.